So hello everybody, welcome back. I'm not a doctor, okay? I repeat, I am not a doctor. I just happen to have a human body and I happen to do a hell of a lot of research because I am a teacher. And I also happen to have a lot of health issues when I was little. I talked about it before and it was insane. And then I had a lot of experiences that have been related to food and medicine. So now I'm going to talk to you about that one because I have said it before. Food is not just food. Food is a hell of a lot of things. So grab your coffee, and I do mean coffee because you might need to do research for this one because I cannot remember the name of this doctor and all of these things. And anyway, so if you wanted to share a coffee with me, you can do that in the link down below. If you find this information helpful, please share the channel. And if you wanted to help me out, you can do that through an Amazon gift card. The email is down below. Thank you very much. And I hope this information is helpful. So, when I was roughly 19 or 20 years old, roughly, I remember that it was a time in which I used to have a lot of period problems because lately they were being painful. I didn't have this problem. I had this problem when I got my first period and all of that, but all of my friends always complained that they got period problems, like they pain and whatever, and I never had that problem, until I was like 19 or 20. And then it was kind of painful. So I was doing research about how the hell to stop this thing. Because obviously, if I didn't have pain before, then it must have been something to do with stress or maybe me or whatever. Because if I didn't have pain before, then I probably did something, right? So I came up with a research made by a doctor that was a cardiologist. And then I was kind of like, why am I looking into this cardiology thing? I don't have problems with my heart. But the cardiologist, it turns out that he did a study into water, food that contains water, and all kinds, and I do mean all kinds of problems that we have with our bodies. And that includes, but it's not limited to, heart problems and brain problems, as in swallowing of the brain and a hell lot of other things. That also, when this happened, he said that he was doing the research to prove that the way we drink water is just not viable for the brain, and then for the sodium levels for the brain, and for the heart, because the heart, like I said before, it has brain cells. So whatever affects the brain, it will also affect the heart because they have both the same kind of cells. But the heart is different, obviously, because it's an entirely new organ, different organ. And so he was also able to prove that depending upon the water that you drink, he even linked it. He said that he could not do this because he was not into that area, like psychology and gynecology and the endocrinologist thing and whatever. But he was able to prove that the amount of water that we drink, especially during certain times for women, if the brain gets a little bit swollen or whatever, it will create psychological and hormonal imbalances that will create painful periods for women. And it will also increase PMS for women. So then I said, right, so what I haven't done differently lately? And then I realized that in the last 6 months of that time, I was drinking water differently. I was thinking about it because he asked several things. It was like a survey thing. And then I realized that I somehow, before 19 years old, I always had certain pattern for drinking water and eating fruits. And when I was 19 and 20, I changed that pattern for about 6 months. And after I changed that pattern, all of those problems with me started, including that I have more headaches and everything. So he linked all of that to the way that we consume water and the way that we handle a lot of things. And he even he was doing a lot of questionnaire for people that knew people that die of heart attacks and stuff like that, and he was able to link this one. And the thing is that when you're drinking water, you have two ways to do it. You can do it, actually you have three ways. One in which you drink it through the fruits and vegetables that you eat, but mostly fruits. The fruits that are 90% water or more are the ones that you want the best, and you want to consume them a lot during the day. But the thing is that if you consume too much water, even too much fruit, it will create a problem in your stomach, because once you take water, see, let's say that you take this amount of, this whole thing is a cup. Well, let's see, I have this one. So you have a cup this size of water. So you drink this once, that's it. So when you drink it, your body, your stomach and your body will decide how much it's needed, and then everything will be out. However, the problem is that the water will be sent to the system that is asking for it. So you have several different systems in your body. So let's say that your circulatory system is asking for water. So they get it through the fruits, or they get it through the water per se that you're drinking, or they get it through the drinking water like Gatorade and stuff like that has electrolytes. So the thing is that if you drink one sip, that sip is going to go towards the circulatory system. But since you didn't drink enough, let's say that your circulatory system needs all this water and they need a little bit more, so they will still be asking for water. That means that you will ask for more, and then the excess of water will be actually carrying a lot of minerals and things from your body, and basically it will move things around your system that doesn't require to be moved and stuff like that. So he came up with something, and I did it, by the way. He said that the best treatment for cramps and all of these things is, this is supposed to be done every 6 months or something like that. It was something like you eat fruit during the day or something like that. It was like a small diet of half a day. Then don't drink anything, or don't eat anything, or don't do anything. And then you drink exactly 2 liters of water at certain time during the night. And that 2 liters of water will be will not just be going for the circulatory system, but actually it will fill up the circulatory system, and then whatever it is left from here, it will be all going through the other systems, and then they will be cleaned. And because it's like you going into a pedal for getting acceleration, and then you go back and forward, but you never go to the end. So the 2 liters of water, and he had a formula thing that was for your weight. So when you do it once for like that it's a hit for all your internal organs, and all of them will have to be resetted in terms of the water thing. And if they are all reset at once, then basically they will all have been renewed. And then that way, the water that you're consuming will be going everywhere that is needed. And that way, it was better. And everything that he said made sense. So I did it. And by the way, the next day, I can tell you, oh crap, the next day, I remember that I wanted to do it like daily. Because when I did it, not only did I not have any kind of pain for about 6 months later, I did not have any kind of pain, but also my headaches were gone, and then a lot of things happened to me that everybody looked at me and everybody was looking at me, and I even had a friend that at that time said, my God, who is the guy that you were last night? I want I want him. And then I was like, oh hell no, I just I tell her what I did or something, and then I couldn't explain it because quite frankly I tried, but I kind of suck explaining things that have to do with a specific terms of anatomy and stuff like that, because I don't like that subject very much. So when I don't like something, I have to study it and almost memorize it, and since I have to memorize it, then I can't remember. So then basically, it kind of sucks. But he made several points in this presentation. By the way, I don't remember the name of the doctor. I don't remember what the hell did I did about the diet or whatever. All I remember is that there was a table for your weight and how much you were supposed to do. And for mine was exactly, and he says exactly, do not drink more, do not drink less, because if you drink more, it's like you overdid it. It needs to be something that you want to hit here and you want to do it once and that's it. You don't want to go like that, because you want to do it once and that's it. Kind of like that. So it needs to go with your weight and whatever. And it was insane, the whole thing. And then I 6 months later, I tried to find out who the doctor was, and I couldn't remember. And then I couldn't find anything. And I don't know what the hell happened to that doctor. And I don't know the name, and I don't know anything. All I know is that he proved to several studies also that if you drink water in sips, like let's say from this is a cup and you drink this small, you're basically going to end up having all kinds of problems in your brain and in your heart, because your system, your entire organs, they will not know who the hell inside your body is asking for this water. So for example, let's say that you are thirsty. That's because your brain understands that there is someone inside your body, like the brain, the heart, the liver, whoever it is saying, hey, I'm thirsty. So then you get like a calling, like a wanting of water, because your brain says, okay, let's ask for the little person that we have out there, not to stress out and give us water. And then, the thing is that if you drink sips, then, and do it frequently, the brain goes, who the hell asked for this water? And then the liver goes, not me. And then the lung goes, not me. And then the other one goes, not me, not me, not me, not me, not me. And nobody wants it, so your brain will take it. And when your brain takes it, then basically you are overdoing it to your brain. And not only that, but like I said, your brain and your heart, they need a specific kind of chemistry in their brain cells, and that includes your heart. Which is why there's a lot of people, they are telling you that you need to take medicine that will get rid of water, and then they will get rid of sodium and stuff like that. It's because we drink water in the wrong way. So number one, you are supposed to take water, like I said, 3 ways. Through your vegetables and fruits, through water, and when you are drinking water, that water is supposed to be as needed, and not in a schedule. Because if you do it through a schedule, your internal organs will need to pick up who needs it. And if your brain cannot figure out who needs the water, then your brain will take it all alone. It's kind of like, think of you ordering the same thing in a restaurant 20 times, and then you don't know what table that thing is supposed to go. And then the clients are gone, and then you don't know where the hell is this food going to go. Kind of like that. So the same goes for this water system thing. Now, like I said, this one is a cardiologist, and he was able to link this thing, but he wasn't, I don't know if he was able to complete a study or something, but he did said that we need a specific amount every 6 months or something, During the whole day, you're supposed to go through a small diet or something. I can't remember exactly what I did. And then you reset the system with water. And by resetting the system with water, I mean resetting it entirely. Because he also said that the problem that we have with water is that when somebody asks for water, you go and get it through this organ, but there are other organs that might also need water, and then they might be peaking along the way. It's kind of like when you're taxing, let's say that you pay taxes, and then you're like, I want all of my taxes to go towards education. But then your system goes, think of corrupt systems that go and say, oh, hell no, we need to buy guns, we need to also do this, we need to buy this, we need to buy that, we need to pay the politicians, we need to pay this, we need to pay that. So at the end of the day, 60% goes towards your education, and then you are satisfied because more than half went there. However, the other half that was, not supposed to be there, it went to everything but the education system. Kind of like that. Think of that way. So you're taxing, meaning your water and your investment into this asset, which is liquid, must be exactly where it is supposed to be needed without stops along the way. And in order for that to happen, you need to reset the water system within your body. And that's how you do it. But I cannot remember all the details. But I did it. And I can tell you right now that I have 3 people that did it because I told them how to do it. And I even shared the table with them. And the other 3 people told me the exact same thing. They all went crazy with this thing because it absolutely works. So again, food, you want to consume food that is at least 70 to 80% water, because that way water will have the proper nutritional value that it is supposed to have. And also, if you are drinking water, you may need to change it towards something that has electrolytes, depending upon your specific needs. And that needs is determined by several things that are related to what you do. Somebody who is doing a lot of exercises will not have the same need as somebody who is sitting in an office in air conditioner and they are sitting, because they have different kinds of needs. And also the water will go differently, because for someone who is sitting working with the brains and everything, they might need more electrolytes and more things related to the brain, rather than somebody who is doing exercises who might need more water with minerals. That minerals will go towards certain muscles so that you can build the actual bones and stuff like that inside the muscles so that they will grow stronger. So this whole thing is not being studied enough. I think. I mean, I have. There is also a lot of people that will tell you that you need to drink 3 liters of water per day and things like that, and that is not true. And the reason why this cardiologist said that this is not truth is obvious. Is because you are not resetting the system. You cannot reset the system every day. Number 1. Number 2. If you do it by sipping and not the specific amount that is needed, then the brain will have an overflowing water thing, and then they will not know what the hell to do with it, and then the brain will take it all alone by themselves, and this will make the brain weird or swallow or whatever, and this will create cramps in women, and this will also create PMS in women, and it will also create bigger problems in men. Because in men, it will affect differently. Swallowing in the brain a little bit because of the water that people take and all that stuff, because we are not drinking water properly. And we are not eating water properly. And by eating, I mean that the guy said that we are supposed to eat the water from the fruits and the vegetables with no sugar. Absolutely no sugar can be involved in this, because as soon as you involve sugar with the water, then what you're doing is exalting several systems, and then you are going to end up with having systems that are overflowing with energy, and all of that energy needs to go someplace. And it's kind of like you need 100, and then all of a sudden you get the truck, and the truck brings you 150. Where the hell are you going to put the other 50? So it's kind of like that, and it's very weird. And I did the research, like I said, at that time, and I understood several of those things as I am explaining them to you. But I do not know the technical details of anything, because, like I said, when I memorize something, I suck at it. Because it's not the same memorizing something that understanding something. I understood the point of the doctor, and I understood the thought process that he had when he was explaining this whole thing. And he clearly, he has a point. If you go kind of like a drop in a rock, drop, 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 you will break the rock. So same thing, if you're drinking water through sipping, I am guessing that the system, there will be a point in which it will not be able to tell what the hell is in here, because you broke the rock. You cannot break the rock. You're supposed to do just drink, let it flow, and that's it. And now the amount of water that you're supposed to drink, that guy was very specific. No, it depends upon your weight, and it also depends upon whether you are resetting the system or whether you are actually just maintaining the system. And he was very specific. If you are not sure, then he even said that there were key points in your arms, like specific points in your arm, from which if you touch your arm in certain places, you will know whether the water in your body is enough or it is not enough. And I do not know why it is in the arm. Don't tell me. I think it's a thing from the acupuncture thing or whatever it is. But the point is that thing is in the arms. And I don't know what else to tell you. All I can tell you is that if you are having a lot of problems, like I said, like I had with your period, with unbalances in hormones and stuff like that, it can be for several things, and one of them is excess water or lack of water. So this will also affect the heart, and if you have problems with swallowing and other mental problems, you might be having water problems. And the best way to handle this will be doing the research on yourself, as in what is your pattern for drinking water. Because if you're drinking sip and then another sip and then another sip and then another sip, you're not supposed to be doing that, because you are basically hitting the systems like if it was a drop in a rock. You're supposed to just fill it up, drink it, move forward, that's it. And then you drink maybe 10 to 20% more. And by the way, this doctor also proved that 9 out of 10 times when your brain is thinking that you're hungry, you are hungry. But 1 in the other 10 is actually the fact that you are thirsty. And so hydration is a very big issue that you want to take seriously, because if you don't have proper nutrition and you don't have proper hydration, then you will have severe problems with your health. So again, food is not just food. When you're eating something, you are also consuming liquids. You are also consuming nutrients. You are also consuming minerals. You are also consuming, toxins, because a lot of people do not know what the hell is in their food, and you might be consuming, plastic or other things, and it's just not good. And food, up to this point, food is important that you understand how it's like when you're eating something that doesn't have enough water. Think about you eating concrete. Your stomach will act like if this is concrete, because it doesn't have enough liquid on it. And then the acidity in your stomach must be the right between I think 2 and 3, and I think maybe 4 is the right pH inside your stomach, so that you can digest all of these things. And so if you are eating something that it is too solid, you will require more acid to make it viable for going into the next phase. And so at that point, your stomach might be like, I need more liquid. So you will drink more water, and then you will drink more water and more water and more water. And the problem is that if you drink too much water, basically you are cleaning. Think of you going with a hose and then pushing it with a lot of pressure into the ground and stuff like that. But you're basically kind of sweeping everything around it. So you don't want to sweep all the minerals and all of the things that you are supposed to be consuming, because nutrients and minerals are quite important for several systems. And if you drink too much water, then those minerals and those things will just be flushed out of your system. And if they are out of the system, then at that point you will also be asking for more food, because your stomach is going to be kind of like, yeah, I'm not done with this piece, but I need the nutrients because somebody needs it, the liver is asking for it, whoever is asking for it, and I can't produce it, so give me more food. And you haven't even finished digesting this one. But your stomach is asking for more because you just got rid of all of your nutrients and systems and all of that because you are drinking so much water. So there are a lot of things that we do not understand about water inside the systems that we have. And this doctor, I think that he had a point when he was making all of these all of this thought process, because it is kind of obvious. I mean, you have a brain that is controlling everything. You also have a second brain, which is your brain in your heart, and then that one requires different. Think of you having two bosses, one that is male and one that is female, and they are both inside your body. Your brain is male and your heart is female, and because your heart is more complex in terms of the brain cells and mixing up with heart cells, and also